So the date of the 23rd, did you go to the house that night?
No.
Did you go the next day?
Yes.
And who did you go with?
Henry.
Can you tell us what happened when you went to the house the next day?
Went to the house, and there were other people, I can't recall, but I believe like family with Monica, and she was grieving, and we were trying to support her at that time.
When you say grieving, what did you observe?
I saw her holding his sweater and a photo book.
Okay. Did you see her crying with tears coming down her face?
I don't recall tears, but I saw her like holding the book.
Okay. So during that day, the point was to reassure her that you were available. Did anything else happen during that meeting?
I think Henry had mentioned to her, like, hey, we have, when you're ready, we have benefits to share with you. And I think he left her like a folder that had a summary of all the benefits that she would, be able to be entitled to due to his death.
Did you see Henry, and this is Henry Meyer?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see Henry go over on that day, the 24th, any of the benefits with her, if you saw?
I think he did a quick, 5-minute conversation with her.
And when you say a book, did you see a spreadsheet of some sort listing out benefits?
Yeah, it was like a list, and he had it in a folder.
All right. So did you then go back to the Sementilli house on February 13th, 2017? Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Did you go with anybody back to the house on that day?
No.
When you went back to the house that day, and now it's 3 weeks after the murder, what was your purpose that day?
I wanted to help Monica make phone calls, and actually when she was ready to go through all the benefits, so I knew it was a hard time, so I wanted to sit down with her and go through one by one, and if we needed to make phone calls, we could do them together, and I had Fabio's information in terms of the benefits, so I was more to give her intimate service at the time to help her during a grieving moment.
When you refer to benefits, what do the benefits, as far as your perspective in HR, what were those benefits? What kind of benefits are we talking about?
Life insurance.
Okay. Anything else?
Stock options.
Okay. Anything else that you recall?
No.
Okay. Those specific benefits.
Yes.
Now, when you got to the residence, can you describe her demeanor on February 13th, 2017?
When I got there, she opened the door, let me in the house, and I said, "Hi, Monica, how are you?" And, it was just you could tell she was still grieving, but at the same time, I think there were no more, it was oh, come in, sit down, and then I went through the benefits with her, and she kind of just said, "Okay, can you handle it?" And then she stepped out to make phone calls.
So your purpose was to help her understand the benefits or actually get the benefits, if you can differentiate between that in my question.
Basically, my purpose was to sit down with her and trigger the execution of the benefits. And so I can't do that on my own, so I wanted to help her do it. And in case she needed help, I would be there to help her with questions.
Now, did she actually work the benefits out with you, go through them with you during that time?
No.
So what happened?
So she went to make some phone calls outside, and then I basically made the phone calls on her behalf.
Did she direct you to make those phone calls?
She just said, "Let me know if you need anything, I'll be outside."
Is that what you expected to happen?
Not really.
Why not?
Sustained.
Okay. When you go through benefits with other individuals, have you done that before in your experience? As an HR director, have you gone through benefits with other individuals?
Benefits, but I've never had to trigger life insurance.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So triggering life insurance, do you have the authority to do anything as far as making claims for life insurance or exercising stock options? Do you have that authority?
No.
do you need the individual who is named as the beneficiary in order to make any executions on those two topics?
Yes.
And was she there assisting you while you're making the calls?
No.
So let's talk about it. Where was she during this time?
She was outside on the patio.
Okay, could you tell what she was doing? You said making calls. Anything else?
I think smoking.
Approximately how many calls did you make for her?
I think I made about 2.
Okay, and were you by yourself during these calls?
Yes.
Okay, the first call then, what was the first call you made for her?
I think the first call was with P&G for the stock options.
Okay, had you gone over these stock options with her?
I just shared that she would be entitled to that, and so that's all basically of the conversation.
When you made that call, do you recall if you completed a call and actually got a live person about the stock options?
No, there was a voicemail, so I left a message
Regarding stock options?
regarding the stock options and calling on her behalf.
And then what is the second call that you made on her behalf?
There was another call to Canada because he had some other benefits in Canada, so I made the call to Canada as well.
And did you talk to someone live this time?
No.
Now, after these calls, did you relay to her what you had done on her behalf while she was outside?
After the calls, yes, I shared with her.
Were there, that day, did you do anything else to assist her that you recall?
No.
Okay. So in the following weeks then, did you have anything more to do with helping her with these stock options and life insurance?
She would call me just to say, where are we? So we kept in touch, in terms of the status of the benefits of the life insurance. And so I would let her know that I didn't hear anything. She would call me and say, have you heard anything? So that was the next few weeks.
So if this was February 13th, 3 weeks after the murder, the following 2 weeks, how often did she call you about the life insurance?
Probably every couple of days.
Okay, and it was always the topic of life insurance?
Yes.
Now, were you able to control the claim of the life insurance at all?
No.
What did you tell her?
In the beginning, I said, I'll check for you, and then I would reach out to Tracy from Cody Benefits to see if there was any word. And for a while, she would tell me, no, we haven't heard anything yet. So that's what I would do, and then I would relay back the message.
And is that Tracy Rakovich?
Correct.
Okay. Did the defendant say anything to you, whether it be on a voicemail or to you directly, about her need for the life insurance and why she needed it?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She left me a voicemail that shared, I've been getting a lot of phone calls from New York. My attorney hasn't heard of anything. I don't know what to do. Can you please help me? That's what I got.
Did she tell you if money was tight?
Yes.
Now, at this point, did you know that, and this is being February of 2017, that she'd been granted Fabio's salary for the 6 months after his death? Did you know this at that point?
Yes.
Did she tell you that she had a trip planned to Las Vegas?
No.
So roll.
Did she tell you that she had any other trips planned to Myrtle Beach or Las Vegas for a second trip?
No.
Did she tell you anything about anybody else that was helping her her need to get this life insurance?
She mentioned Henry and that, she spoke to him, but she didn't really feel he was being very helpful.
Did you exchange then during the same period of voicemails and conversations a series of text messages with the defendant?
Yes.
And I have an 8-page copy of text messages originating between the defendant's phone number and another individual. Let me mark this as People's 175.
Yes.
Putting this up on the screen here. I know it's small print for you, but there's a series of text messages, and it starts with, "Hi Monica, this is Janet. I'll be at your house on Monday between 10 and 10:30 if that's okay with you." And is that you sending that text message to the defendant?
Yes.
And that was on February 10th, 2020. I'm sorry, 2017.
Yes.
Okay. So that was just a couple days before what you just testified to that meeting, letting her know you're going to come. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And she responds to you. So moving to page 2 then. The text messages continue. Was that you? Did you send a death notice or death certificate?
Yes.
Okay, and so she's responding to you to that, and then you say, I faxed all the documents with the exception of Aon, A-O-N, Hewitt, H-E-W-I-T-T, and you're going to try again. What is that in reference to?
These are the documents that you needed to submit to get the life insurance. So on her behalf, I had submitted what I could, and I gave her the update in terms of the information that I had submitted.
So that's at 5:49. Is that after you met with her?
Yes.
So that was a follow-up from the meeting at her house on February 13th?
Yes.
Okay. And then she wrote back to you that she hadn't received any phone calls.
Yes.
Page 3 then, we're back in the same text messages. Moving down the next day, 2/14, 2017, the defendant's asking you, have you heard anything? And then should they call? Do you know what that's in reference to?
I think that's the P&G stock options.
Okay, so you had facilitated that voicemail to P&G, and that was confirmation that she'd gotten a call back for the stock options.
Correct.
All right. And then moving to page 4, we're moving on. Go to the top here. The defendant says, just waiting for packets to come in the mail. Attorney will be helping. I gave him your number. He made contact with questions I can't answer. Thank you so much. Do you know what packets she's talking about?
I didn't see the packets, but I assume P&G sends you packets.
Okay, and that's just regarding benefits
Yes.
insurance. She says an attorney is going to contact you. Did you ever get contacted by an attorney on her behalf?
No.
And then back on March 2nd, we're jumping ahead, you're checking in to see how she's doing, and she asks you to call her. Do you remember this interaction?
Yes.
And what was happening here?
Basically, I wanted to just follow up to check in with her to see if she was okay and if she got, the information she needed, just in case I needed to help her with anything. So that was the interaction.
And during that interaction, did she ask anything about life insurance or stock options again, or follow up with that topic?
Yes.
And again, did you have any information to provide
No.
her? Okay, page 5, we've moved to the top now. We're at March 8th and March 9th. Can you call me today when you get a chance? There's no response to that immediately. Did you end up calling her, if you remember?
Yes, I might have called her.
And on March 9th, did you receive a voicemail from her as well?
Yes.
Do you know what she was asking you for?
She was asking if I could help her because she had been getting phone calls from New York, but they haven't heard anything, and she wanted to know if I knew any information.
And again, this was on life insurance?
Correct.
Okay. On March 14th, right here, you say, we've been told your MetLife claim is being reviewed and processed. The latest we've heard is MetLife needs to confirm the incident with LAPD. What were you referring to?
So when I had spoken to Tracy, she basically said to me that we've done what we could as a company. We've processed the claim, and now it lives in the hands of the LAPD. So that's what I responded to Monica with.
And then on page 6 at the top, she sends you Detective Parshall's number. Why did she send you that? Do you recall a conversation or a reason why she sent you the detective's number?
Objection called for conclusion. Sustained.
Did you receive this text, Detective Parshall?
Yes.
Do you know who that was?
I assumed it was the person that was the LAPD contacting Tracy.
Did you ever talk to a Detective Parshall about anything?
No.
And then there's a series of texts after that you sent her on 3/16, 3/22, 4/1. Are these you just following up again?
Yes, because she had been calling me, so then I texted her back.
So rather than return the calls, is this your response to her inquiries?
Yes.
And were those calls all about, again, life insurance and stock options?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sorry. And then we go to, page 7 on April 12th, 2017. She's writing no progress with insurance. We must wait for investigation to be over, so who knows. Also, stock's going to probate as there was no will. So everything pretty much sucks, and I'm very, very tired. Wish you had better news. Thanks for checking in. Had you checked in before this verbally?
Yes.
And what had you told her?
I think I left a message just to say, hey, how are you? Yeah.
And going further down the same day on April 12th, 2017, you're asking which stocks are you referring to. There's PG stocks for the United States and Canada, and she confirms to you that it's for the United States, correct?
Correct.
All right. And you knew about these stock options as well?
Yes.
Again, you had nothing to do with it, though?
No.
And then finally, as of April 12th, looks at the text messages end with, thanks, Janet, no worries, nothing we can do. Court hearing is end of May. Sorry for that. We'll move this down. And then you told her how to say flight. Do you know where she was going on this date on April?
It might have been Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a memorial that was held in Canada?
Yes.
Did you go to that?
No.
Okay. You did go to that?
No.
Oh.
I did not.
Did you go to the one in Woodland Hills?
Yes.
And that was on May 22nd, 2017?
Yes.
Did you go to the wake that was at her house on January 29th, 2017?
Yes.
One moment. Earlier I asked you about the Aon Hewitt when I talked about that. Is that the Canada?
Yes.
Is it the stock options or the another insurance policy?
They had, I think it was something similar to a stock option. I don't know if it was called a stock option.
So is that why you asked whether it was U.S. or Canada
Yes.
she was referring to? Okay, thank you. No more questions.